Hidden Valley, Touring Car Masters done. V8 Utes next onto the road. It's their fourth race of the weekend. They've had all sorts of action, and this is the final one to decide who will win the round. The man alongside me, Cam McConville, a dominator in Utes last year, Cam, but this is the race from earlier on today, and Ryle Harris, the reigning champion, car number one, he's been in form, but have a look in the background here. This is big.
Oh, massive impact with the Armco there.
Bazadzik.
Yeah, and this is 1,900 kilos of ute. And that all started back at turn one, and I believe a deflated tyre by Wayne Wakefield contributed to that incident. So this is also a real kerfuffle on the safety car restart. Adam Marjoram there with the front of the car smashed in, but Ryle Harris has stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, he's been the dominator. He had 2 race wins, including the one that we saw yesterday. He starts from pole. It's the combined points of the 3 races so far. Kim Jane on the front row, David Cedars and Stephen White on row 2. And Stephen White's been going really nicely this weekend too.
It's actually great to see him in his first full season of Utes. Few rounds last year, struggled, starting to get on top of it. Gary Baxter, who's a regular top 10 runner, a little bit further back than he'd probably like to be. Noel Edge, a regular in the championship. Jesse Dixon back there in 28th position. Jesse burst onto the scene last year, so he'd be very disappointed. A few dramas for him this weekend, and we're not sure if Danny will make the grid after that big impact.
Having had a look at that car, I would say it would be lucky to make a racetrack anytime soon.
The rear wheel, Noons, was about 3 inches off the ground, the left side rear, when it came to a stop. So you'd say that the whole rear chassis would be very twisted.
I reckon it might be some scrap metal, and a couple of $100 is probably all you'll get from that one because it was heavily damaged. We'll be on board the Renko Ford with Chris Walton, who is one of the chargers in the Ute Series. He's going to have to do it in this one because he starts from position 11. That race yesterday was bonkers. There wasn't anybody who didn't have a bump, a scrape, a crushed-in door or a bumper that was loose. It was really quite wild. We might go down, though, onto the grid. Kylie King standing by with the man who'll start from pole.
Ryle Harris, you've raced hard all weekend. How are those tyres going? Are you going to get through this one?
Yeah, we've saved 1 tyre for the last race. We've had a fantastic weekend so far, but the tyre game's crucial here. It gets so hot, your tyres just melt. But we've got a fresh one on the front. We've had 2 wins out of 3 so far, so we're looking pretty good. Hopefully we'll be cooking the books at Ducks Nuts tonight for celebrating.
Good luck on that first turn. You got your old mate Kim Jane. Best of luck.
Yes, thank you very much. Say hello to Casey at home. Hello, beautiful.
Oh, saying hello to the girlfriend at home. That'll put him in the good books.
Nicely done, and a sponsor plug too for a local business up here. So well done to Ryle. Look, he's actually driven very well this weekend, 16th to 1st, and I believe we'll hear from Kim Jane, which is great to see him on the front row as well.
Kim Jane, you got your old mate Ryle. You're going to have those elbows out. We know you're feisty. What's in turn at turn 1?
Yeah, it's the final, so it's on. It's going to be on. We're going to bring the Holdens home in first place. We'll give it a good crack.
Best of luck.
Hopefully things go a little bit better than like this time last year. He had a rollover here, but he's on the front row of the grid for this final race of the weekend. Jesse Dixon's ready to go. He'll start from further back on the grid, 28th in the Heyman Reese Commodore. Race 4 of the Auto 1 V8 Utes from Darwin's Hidden Valley. We'll get it underway when we come back. Well, they created carnage yesterday, the V8 Utes. What have they got in store for this 4th and final race? 12 laps at Darwin's Hidden Valley Raceway, and the reigning champ, the winner of this round last year, and the man who leads the points, Ryle Harris, will start from pole in the tap-out Ford. Kim Jane alongside in the Bob Jane T-Mart's Commodore. Row 2, David Cedars and Stephen White. Reece McNally starting 5th alongside Chris Pither and Cam McConville. You know that car pretty well, do you not?
Yes, I do. And in fact, Chris, who is driving it, drove into me last year in the Ute at this round. But no, Chris got the call up. Unfortunately, Tony Longhurst has a bit of a hip problem. So he's tried to have some physio and he wasn't able to get on the plane to come up. Chris got the call Thursday, missed the 9 a.m. flight by 15 minutes. I had to get the red eye and straight into practice, put it on pole. So a great job in my old Ute. We'll see what progress he can make from row 3.
Look forward to seeing how it goes. We've got A full field lining up. It is standard Ute fare. Stand back from the fences, wind up the windows and close the doors, because this could get good. 12 laps ahead. 4-race format in Darwin. We've done it for the last couple of years. I'm surprised we've got this many of them left for the final race. Can Ryle Harris finish the job? Whoa, there was one going early. Elliot Barber on the 4th row of the grid was already well outside the grid box and rolling, but it's Kim Jane who's got the jump, but he's got to clear Harris before he can get across for turn 1.
And Chris Pether got a great start. The Holdens are traditionally a little bit better off the line. They get a bit more squat, pushes the power to the ground, a little less wheel spin. This is pretty ambitious. There's a lock-up down the inside by Jesse Dixon, trying to come from way back in the field. And Darwin always produces action-packed racing for the Utes, because there's a lot of heavy braking. They're not easy to pull up, and tyre management, as Ryle Harris said, is critical here for this last one.
Oh no, massive,
Big crash,
massive.
big one.
Peter Burnett was first in. John Wood on debut in car 41 right in front of us there.
He started right at the back, Noons, and I'd say he's hit that tyre earth embankment. He's put his fingers up. I'm a little bit worried we haven't seen Peter Burnett move yet, so huge accident.
2 cars involved in the turn 2-3 kink that comes after the first corner hairpin. They were cars that started further back in the pack, and safety car immediately called, and you'd think that the red flag will be not far behind.
Well, with that tyre wall disassembling, that'll need to be fixed, and the stewards may have to actually approve that. So I'd say it's more than likely will be stopped. Peter Burnett did drop his window net, so he appears to be okay. Yeah, there's no way we can go racing.
And that tyre's not supposed to be among those tyres. That's good to see, though, John Wood stepping out. He's had one hell of a ride. Peter Burnett's out of his car. Both drivers are okay, waving to the crowd, but those 2 Utes, they're junk. They are absolutely smashed apart. I'd like to see a replay of how this will unfold, and it's back in the pack.
Yeah,
it's in
Peter
the tail.
Burnett started 20th, Noons, and Wood was off the back, so let's look about mid-pack P20.
We have seen accidents at this part of the track before in Utes. Oh, there goes Burnett. He's off.
He got a tag from behind, you'd have to think, and he's bounced back out in front of the oncoming traffic.
And Wood is gone to avoid.
Yeah.
Or there must have been some contact behind what we could see.
The only way you go off the road in between this section here is by getting unloaded from behind.
Okay, we're on board here with Jesse Dixon. He's right behind Cam Wilson. There's the touch. So Burnett's off. Jesse Dixon stays right, gets pelted in the windscreen. But worse was to follow.
There's the contact, and it's hard to see. It's car, I think it's car 24, which is Cam Wilson, but that would be odd. They're pretty good mates, I think.
Just looking in the background, it's just out of shot. You can't quite see where Wood has ended up off. At the front, though, Harris got the lead. Jane second, Cedars third. Nasty. That other car that you were mentioning before was Jeremy Gray in the 67 car that made the contact with Burnett. Good news is that both drivers are out. They're okay. Their cars are not.
The contact started on the exit of 1, so it looks like Burnett has moved across. Whether he's seen that Jeremy's had overlap, Jeremy's hit him quite hard in the right rear. That's turned him around. And Wood, I'm not sure what's happened there. There's Alistair.
Did you see he went to open the door, but it just wouldn't open?
Let's have a listen here.
Look back in the pack. Just disaster.
And that is not going to be cheap. I mean, these... you know, a lot of money is invested into these cars. I know that we think the Utes are demolition derby, and that certainly adds clout to that. Let's look up ahead here
and watch the windscreen on board Jesse Dixon too. Bang, pelted with some debris.
I think Burnett did move across for sure, but whether the contact was a bit too excessive there.
Well, we're under safety car cam. There is plenty to clean up. Ryle Harris is the leader. We're at walking pace at Hidden Valley in Darwin with the Utes.